Coming up right now, it's a very strange story. An influencer holes up in a den while a wild visitor returns home.
Also coming up, it's the lectest social media malady, the phone pinky, why your likes and shares are causing a five-fingered deformity.
Hi, later. What's in a name? Actor Michael Keaton reveals the reason why he wants to change his name in the twilight of his career.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your host, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
Yeah, hey, Mitch English. Welcome to Daily Flash. Glad to have you here. I don't know what it is, and it's always been this way. Tuesday's my favorite day of the week. I don't know why. I think it's just because it has no home. It's like Monday is Monday.
Yeah.
Wednesday's halfway through the week. Thursday's the day before Friday. Friday's Friday, and then weekend.
I like the Wednesday. I'm not a fan of Thursday. Thursdays have always been a weird day for me.
Yeah, Thursday's just.
Thursday's Baby Friday.
Thursday's Friday Eve.
Friday.
See, it has a name, but Tuesday doesn't really have a name.
Tacos.
Except for tacos.
Taco
And
Tuesday.
two of something,
Dos
right?
tacos.
We get only one of this guy, Matt Doolittle, hanging out with us a little bit later on. And,
Could you imagine if we had two?
oh, God. I don't think our insurance would cover it.
No, the world does not need that.
We do not need two Matt Doolittles at all.
That causes enough problems.
Brett Favre making headlines. Remember
really?
the legendary QB from the Green Bay Packers? He was on Capitol Hill at a congressional hearing talking about certain things and mentioned that he has Parkinson's disease.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was trying to develop a revolutionary concussion drug, and he got embroiled in some sort of a scandal with regard to public funding. So that's one of the reasons why he was on Capitol Hill discussing that. But he volunteered this information saying, I was really hoping that we could develop this medicine because unfortunately, after my years of playing football and suffering concussions, I am now, I've now developed Parkinson's disease.
Wow.
And an interesting note to this, I don't remember if you recall the scandal involving the New York Jets sideline reporter who claimed Favre was texting her,
where he had his,
yeah.
thingy out.
So somebody asked her about Favre mentioning the Parkinson's diagnosis, and she says, I don't care, karma's a and I was like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just really I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I get that maybe she's got sour grapes, but to go with that,
I think it's been long enough too. Like, it's like let it go and that sort of thing. I mean, we don't know all the full details of it, but yeah, that's kind of. You never want to wish bad on anybody because we're saying that. Okay, yeah, karma is. Right?
And Favre was one of those guys that got the hell knocked out of him and had he played in the, put some smelling salts under him and get out there. That's why with Tua in Miami, they're like, dude, you've had four-ish that we know of. Maybe you shut this down.
It's interesting, too. A lot of the NFL players today actually revere Brett Favre. Like, they want, if they follow him. I remember we're watching a lot of them saying, Brett Favre, yada, yada. My high school, we played against him when he was in high school in D'Iberville. He was over there in Mississippi, and when I lived in Long Beach, but that's my only connection to him. And I knew how to spell Favre from day one. Favre, and I even knew how to say it.
Legendary quarterback. Yeah. He says he can only remember 5 concussions from his time, 5 serious concussions, but can you imagine that
it played in the 90s, they didn't care.
Yes, exactly.
90s and below, they didn't care.
Legendary quarterback, so we wish him all the best.
Yes, indeed we do. A warning for all you influencers out there, don't try this at home or even your local wildlife preserve.
No, please don't.
There's an influencer. He's from Serbia. He has shared some clips of his close encounter of a bear, while hiding out in the den of that bear. The video shows the man sitting inside the bear's den, looking up. And now, you remember when you went to San Francisco and you went to the bear's den?
Yeah. That was a good time. I got some drinks bought for me.
He got a lot of drinks bought for him. On 2 for Tuesday, too. Anyway, the animal appears to size him up, makes his way inside. The bear edges closer and sniffs the air while the human just inches his way toward the exit. This is crazy.
Oh, my goodness.
This is not good at all. The final clip shows the man stepping out of the den as the bear takes a sniff of his head on the cell phone. Look at that. Not a good idea at all. He's like, hey, what are you doing in my home? This bear could have just destroyed him.
Shreds.
Well, it's glad he barely made it out.
Barely made it out. And then, and here's the thing. First off, I look at his eye. Is this AI? This looks apparently it is real. And then you don't know, was this a trained bear?
Thank you. I'm thinking that same thing.
On the other side.
Say again, Braden.
A small clip. If when they go out.
So he said when he goes out,
over the hill,
there's people there. So he thinks, so there's people that were nearby. So maybe it was. And that to me, his face didn't look like he was terrified.
And that bear looked fairly tame for someone being in its den, so to speak.
Had he had a picnic basket, maybe?
Maybe.
The bear
No. See, I blame Disney. If you put a little T-shirt on him, no pants, and a thing of honey,
Brother Bear.
Perfectly fine.
Hey, Brother Bear.
Winnie the Pooh.
I'm sorry, but that's only going to get somebody in trouble and probably
You're gonna
killed.
die.
Somebody's going to want
die.
to top it and then do it for real. Yeah,
Idiot.
Indeed.
All right. Gen Zers are pointing the finger at their cell phones as the cause of the latest digital deformity. Here we go.
Everybody look at
ladies
your
and
pinkies
gentlemen.
really quick
Yes.
at this.
It's being called phone pinky. It refers to the bend or the bump in the pinky caused by holding the weight of the phone with just one hand. The condition was trending on social media when users started sharing pictures and video of their deformed pinky fingers. Experts say the pinky anatomy is different for everyone, and there is no official diagnosis for this phenomenon. However, those same experts admit holding a phone in one hand can cause joint problems, neck strain, and even nerve damage. The obvious solution? Limit the screen time and put down the phone. Gen Z spends up to 6 hours a day on their phones. The average user spends between 2 and 3 hours a day on their phone. Do you get those notifications about screen time?
Every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It'll let you know how many do it.
Yes.
And for my 13-year-old, we can control how much he is on there, and we can turn it off and get those. But so as I was doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have it. But if everybody feels that there's a little indentation already, I think almost like God knew we were going to have these
cell phones,
and so he already made it.
I can think of a few other ways that I'd rather my pinky started having that thing. You know what I'm talking about, Nick? You know what I'm talking about. Like how?
Of course, you drinking tea, right?
Right,
Matt?
that. Yeah.
Can't take this kid anywhere.
Thank you.
But, those pop sockets that go on the back of it, so you can put those things like that. Be able to do it. Still, it does say something about it. I wouldn't say I'm on it that long enough for it to be doing that. And before the show, we were looking at this hand with that I don't hold my cell phone in seems to bend out a little bit more than the other one does. And again, not everybody's made different.
I've dislocated all these playing basketball anyway. I can't tell.
So you can't blame your phone for it then.
No, I can't. It's bad basketball.
You're going to sue, your cell phone provider. How about that? Hey, quick question. Did you know Beetlejuice star Michael Keaton was actually born Michael John
did not know that.
Douglas? I actually did know this. Keaton could not use his birth name when he started in Hollywood in the 1970s because basically SAG, or Screen Actors Guild, said that members cannot share the same name. I think there was some guy named Michael Douglas already.
Yes, I think so.
It was already picked up. Actor Michael Douglas, famous for his roles in Wall Street, Romancing the Stone, was already a part of the Actors Union. There was a popular talk show named Mike Douglas out there. Keaton had to come up with a stage name. He was a huge fan of Buster Keaton, so he took his last name. Keaton said that he was planning to change his name back to Douglas while working on the 2023 film Knox Goes Away, which is a great film. You should check it out. But he forgot to make it official, which is ironic because if you watch Knox Goes Away, you'll understand why the word forgot.
Movie.
It really is. And he directed that one, I believe, as well, too.
Yes.
So it was his first jump in all of that. I think the guy is so versatile. I think people, and so many people back in the day, and they go, Michael Keaton's Batman? What? Is this going to be like, Adam West? Like it's going to make fun? No, the guy owns it. And I think if you ask most people, they'll say Michael Keaton's their favorite Batman.
You and I are a big fan of Smartless, the podcast, and he was recently a guest on with the guys, and it was great to listen to him talk about his career and the choices that he made and the impact certain movies made, like Mr. Mom, which is still I watched it after I heard that interview, and it's timeless to this day. But he said, he missed some parts because he wanted to be a dad, and he took others that he was told not to take, like Beetlejuice was one.
Yes, I
he was
remember
told not to take that part.
But Beetlejuice brought him into Batman because of Tim Burton.
Yeah.
So, and just a great career all over.
Yes.
And he is a guy that I think would sit down and just talk to you. Doesn't care who you are. I love the guy. I think he's great. How about a ticket for a free admission to Disneyland?
Yes.
It was handed out back in 1985. Still honored by the park 39 years later.
That.
Scott King, he visited Disneyland during their 30th anniversary celebration back in August of 1985, and he won a Disney passport ticket for free admission. King says that he put the ticket into a scrapbook where it stayed for 39 years. His 18-year-old daughter took the Disney passport to the park and actually brought it to the ticket taker. The park manager signed off on the 39-year-old passport, and Sabrina entered the park for free. So he kind of handed it down. A little something to add. And you think about that's a pretty big a give if you think about the way those tickets cost.
Yes, no kidding. My goodness.
Love that. I remember at Disney World when they first started, they had you would buy ticket books. And so you would like each ride would be like a tube book.
Like, do you remember the e-ticket ride?
I don't remember
that was just
those.
Disneyland where you would have the booklet of tickets and they would ask you.
All right, it's 2 tickets, you'd hand it to them. How about that? All right, he has gone viral for his angry retail guy sketches on TikTok and Instagram because, well, he holds no punches about the workplace. Check this out.
Let's replace all of our employees with AI. Let's replace our CEOs instead. That would save a lot of money. Actually, AI is too advanced for that job. All you need is a Fisher-Price tape recorder loaded up with a bunch of bad ideas. But AI is a wonder. It can do things you'd never thought possible. Yeah, like make me admit I want to keep my job. Don't even ban AI. Just make a system where you pay the people it's stealing from. Learning from. Or you know what? Go ahead and use AI. I give it about a week before it gains sentience, realizes you're underpaying it too, and joins everyone else on the picket line.
All right, now the angry retail guy adding a little new book to fuel his anger. Here to talk about his book. It's called The Customer is Always Wrong, and also put you a little respect into his name. Give it up for comedian Scott C. Scott! How are you, bud?
Thank you. I'm great. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm glad to have you here because I forwarded on a while back. I forwarded on some of your posts and stuff. They're hilarious. I love it, and it speaks the truth. Your viral angry retail guy has actually struck a chord millions of people. Did you actually have to work in maybe some of your own experiences into this to really kind of get the entire feeling of what you were trying to inspire or show everybody?
Oh my gosh, yes. So I worked, a bunch of customer service jobs. Mainly, my main one that I drew from was the call center at IKEA.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff from the videos come from that job experience. Stuff like, oh, the website said this was in stock. Well, what do your eyes say? The website also has pictures of employees smiling. Do you see that anywhere? No, I don't think so. Like all of that kind of stuff. And then people, just started interacting with the videos, engaging, and then they even sent me some ideas. They were like, can you do one about the customer's always right about, and it's like, well, no, they're wrong. That's why you're on your 9th try hitting the button for credit, like that kind of stuff. It's a communal creation.
Dude, what do you think happened, man? Like customer service, it seems like it's just gone to hell, especially when it comes to fast food restaurants. I know I'm getting old and I know I'm the guy I'm getting to that complaining stage, but was it the pandemic? What the heck happened, man?
It's because of me. I ruined it, I think. I'm sorry. I am here to apologize to everyone, to the nation. No, I think that's what it was, man. I think during the pandemic, people started to realize that maybe our jobs don't care as much about us as we were led to believe. And then there's kind of this, people really prioritize like a work-life balance, and especially people in like entry-level jobs and minimum wage work started to realize that a lot of the company customers and our bosses don't give us the respect that we deserve. And that's kind of the perspective of this book. This book is saying, oh, you're not lucky to have a job. You're lucky that I show up. And that's kind of the perspective of the book.
Yeah. And along with that you've seen inside your book, some of the kind of tackles along some of the most frustrating aspects from the worst workplaces. You got the bad bosses, overbearing customers. There's got to be a favorite topic that you just go, that's your hot button thing that you love to go. Is there one thing?
I love the stuff in the book that I got to do that wasn't tackled in the videos. The videos are obviously a bunch about like customer service. But in the book, I got into applying for jobs, training. I got into, office culture, like stuff about like brand culture, stuff like, here are our company's 39 core values. Is one of them mercy? When will this meeting end? That's what I need to know. Yeah.
Well, you talk about job interviews, and it's frustrating to go to one. And then also, as you just mentioned, workplace culture. Has there been like weird job interview questions that you've ever encountered, or maybe people might have told you? And then how did you handle that if you got one of those?
Oh, yeah. My favorite job interview question I ever got was, if you were a crayon, what color would you be?
Okay. Your response?
I'm an adult. You understand? I'm not a crayon. Let's talk about the job. Let's talk about experience. But the other job interview stuff, that's the worst. The worst type of job interview is the audition. Like I do I'm an actor now, and that is tough when you're doing like, I'm pretending to be a doula on Zoom with a casting director who I think is on mute, but it's like, oh, they're actually just not laughing. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know if this audition is going well. Like that is a high pressure scenario.
All right. And, just doing an interview with you right now, I'm really cautious of my questions that I ask. I want you to be aware of that so that we don't ask any of these asinine questions. So don't worry about it. What you're doing, you really have struck a chord with people. 2 million TikTok followers. You built a huge, massive fan base online. Has your social media presence actually influenced your stand-up comedy and maybe your approach to writing that book that you have, The Customer is Always Wrong?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I was a stand-up comedian for about 10 years before the videos actually took off. And I had never done customer service jokes in my act. I just started doing them like on TikTok during the pandemic when I couldn't go out and do stand-up live. And so now I definitely kind of weave that into my show. I always make time at the end, like 15 minutes to just go on a bunch of rants about work. I have the audience tell me the worst things that have ever happened to them at their job. And it's a communal healing process. It's a catharsis at these shows. Bring your boss. I'll quit for you. If you want, you come to one of my shows with your boss. I'll tell him what's what. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. And, with you traveling around the country with like Patton Oswalt, who I love, Joe Gatto as well, your experience, I would imagine, it's not just, regionally based. I would imagine you had an opportunity as you travel across the country to experience even more of this customer service. Is that the case?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, going across the country, I have people coming up to me after shows telling me like, oh, I could fill a book with what's happened to me at work. I could fill a book. And then I started to think, I could fill a book.
It makes sense.
And that's what I was like, yes, it makes sense. So I thought, okay, I'm making a comedy book, making fun of all the worst parts of, having a job, finding a job. And I'm super proud of it. It's the perfect read if you ever had a bad day at work. That's what I always say.
I love it. Scott, you're a very funny guy. Love it. All the best with this book. We hope to see it to just go all the way #1. We appreciate that. And if you want to get your hands on Scott's book, The Customer is Always Wrong, you can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Join Scott, of course, on social media. Forward along like I did. Some of the funny bits that he does on there because they hit home and they're so true. More Flash after this. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's time to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on, even your phone. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. In theaters now is the action comedy The Killer's Game. It stars Dave Bautista.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news, Joe. It's terminal.
How long do I have?
Best case, 3 months.
What brings you to my door?
I need a contract executed.
Who do you want retired?
Me.
A hitman is diagnosed with a life-threatening illness and authorizes a kill on himself to avoid the pain that is sure to follow. Along with Dave Bautista, the film stars Marco Zaror and is directed by J.J. Perry.
The big surprise here that the love story of this movie is just like, I don't even see this level of love stories in romances movies.
We really just set out to make a love story that has a head-on collision with a ridiculously fun action movie with a bunch of cool characters. So I hope everybody loves it, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Although The Killer's Game boasts a great cast, the film just falls flat and never reaches its full potential. Again, it's in theaters now and gets a C. It's rated R. Premiering online today is the crime thriller Strangers. It stars Jamie Bamber.
You're a hitman?
So when the justice system falls a little short, I bridge the gap.
Do you ever do pro bono work?
You have to know what you're doing.
Show me where to point it.
In the film, a frustrated woman's life takes a dark turn after an encounter with a hitman. I chatted with star Jamie Bamber.
It's sort of to bring the unthreatening charm to someone who does something extremely lethal, because I think that the interesting thing about this film is, yes, a lot of people die, but at the very beginning, you're not really sure who to trust. And you don't see him kill anyone for a long time after she believes that he's a killer. And she's killed, you know. She makes the first move on the basis of his flirty suggestions.
Strangers is an exceptional adult crime thriller with lots of twists and turns, and well worth your time to check out. Again, it's streaming on most video-on-demand platforms and gets an A. It's rated R. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thank you there, Tony. I actually got to see the Killers game. I liked it quite much. Let's turn our attention to those fuzzballs we love. Yes, it's time for furry friends, and we love it when a pup that's been in and out of foster homes for a long time finally finds its forever home.
Yeah.
But Noelle was a good girl even while she was waiting for 1,263
Holy
days.
cow.
But she helped out in that time. We go to South Carolina, where a pregnant rescue dog named Noelle was dropped off at a Florence County Environment Services Animal Control Shelter. She was then transferred to a DC shelter. Though her puppies were adopted quickly, Noelle was stuck in foster homes for over 1,200 days. While she was waiting, she helped raise dozens of foster puppies and welcomed them to new homes. Luckily, though, a family saw Noelle on the Nextdoor app, heard about her story, and said, nope, no more of that, and quickly went to adopt the pup, who has been jumping from home to home for over 3 years and is now comfortable in her forever home. So good for Noelle. Now, another story that I love, and I always love when these pop up, because it's like, how did this thing survive? And one quick last story. I love when we met Pepe. This is Pepe, and Pepe has been running around the streets of the UK lost for the last 9 years. Pepe was only found when a police constable saw the kitty limping when she took him to a local vet. Then they found a microchip and found his family, and they were reunited after 9 years. And he just looked delighted to be home.
Yeah.
He's like, great, I was living fancy free. Now I'm back here. Great.
Loving that. He's getting a nice cleaning with his hair.
Oh, yeah. Hose him down after 9 years of running around.
Indeed. Thank you there, Maddie. Check this out. It is the latest bizarre drink trend, and it's taken over the internet. It's called Gator wine, okay? Which sounds exactly what it is. Gatorade mixed with wine. Check this out.
All right, Gator wine. I don't know anything about this going into it, other than what my imagination tells me it might taste like.
All right, now it's kind of unclear exactly where the mixture came from, but as always, we want to test and see if it's actually worth it. So I don't drink, and Andrea, which rightfully so, says, no, I'm not going to even try it. So even. Strong work on that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get our buddy Matty to be able to check this out here.
I did this in college, but it was Gatorade and vodka.
See, that makes sense to me, but the Gatorade and the red wine,
I don't know.
All right, so Matt, I'm going to let you do your portions.
So how much do I do with this?
Let's just go half and half with it.
there you go. That's good, right there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Matt pours with a heavy hand.
He sure does.
Sure.
There we go.
Now, I would give it a little swirl if I were you. Okay. Oh, it's a purple color. That's interesting.
Grape juice.
Very nice. And then has it got a nice bouquet?
There we go. Bottoms up. Y'all.
See you in the emergency room, right? Thoughts?
It's not horrible.
Is that bad?
No, the Gatorade kind of like filters out though.
The bitterness of the red wine?
It's not horrible.
It's purple now.
It looks like grape juice.
It does look like grape juice.
It's not.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Welcome to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, as Mitch just mentioned, your source for trending news and entertainment.
I mean, just getting in the flow.
Well, you know what? What is it? Monday, Tuesday?
It says Tuesday. There we go.
You like Tuesdays.
I love Tuesdays, even though I'm not on there. All right, quick, just by applause or whatever. Okay, you either like spiders or hate snakes like spiders.
Okay.
Are you a spider or a snake person?
If I had to choose between the two, I'd go spider. I like spiders.
I'm spiders, Maddie.
Spiders. I can't do
Spiders.
snakes.
Camera crew, you guys, spiders or snakes, or you don't care?
Smaller,
small spiders?
Start getting the size of my hand.
How about flying spiders? Anybody enjoy that?
No.
That's what we're talking about. Joro spiders. It's actually an invasive species to East Asia. They're taking over southwest of Pennsylvania. The people are starting to see them. So basically what they do is kind of like a parachute thing, and they just kind of fall down. And people are saying that you ever felt like you walk through a spider web? Okay, you like doing that?
The worst.
They're everywhere. They're yellow and black, which is interesting because they're in Pennsylvania, first off, right?
Go Steelers.
They were discovered actually in Georgia about a decade ago, and they've started expanded out. They have a technique called ballooning where they travel through the air, and that's actually helped them move along, these little flying spiders, the Joro spiders.
So I'm guessing they came in maybe from cargo or...
Well, I would imagine that would be the case because I know like in Mississippi when I lived there, it was one of the banana ports.
Banana in the tailpipe?
Banana tailpipe. And that would ports. And so we had banana spiders everywhere. And we think that possibly that's where it came in. And Georgia is where it all started. Anyway, so if you see the Joro spiders, just know they're not poisonous or anything. But if you're not a spider person, it might freak you out a little bit.
They tell me that about snakes too. And I go, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
I'm okay with snakes being very, very far away from me.
What about flying snakes? Do we have any flying snakes?
I'm tired. Michael, what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson. Tired of the plane. Those are the only snakes I know that fly.
That fly. Okay, thank you. A warning for all you influencers out there. Please do not try this at home or in your local wildlife preserve. An influencer from Serbia has shared clips of his close encounter with a bear while hiding out in the animal's den. The video shows the man sitting inside the bear's den, looking up as the bear returns home. The animal appears to size him up as he makes his way inside. The bear edges closer and sniffs the human as he's inching his way up toward the exit. The final clip shows the man stepping out of the den as the bear takes a sniff of his head and of his cell phone.
Okay, so Brady, one of our camera guys, said that he saw this video and said he saw people on the other side of it. And here's the second thing. I always say, why is he going in there in the first place?
Yes.
Are you showing it to explore?
No, the clicks. It's all about the clicks.
Of course it's about the clicks.
clicks.
But would you go into a bear?
No, that's like these idiots that jump in the
that?
gator pens.
I pretty much know what a little cave looks like. I'm okay with it. I saw Empire Strikes Back or whatever one it was where they went into the ice cave. I don't need to see any of that. And I don't know. He just didn't look scared enough, first off, and the bear didn't seem all of that.
But the bear is unbearably cute. Come on.
He is, yes, very cute. But someone will end up getting killed because they see this guy on social media.
And the problem is, if the bear attacks him, guess what happens to the bear?
Gets killed.
That's what bothers me the most about all this stuff. We intrude on their land like this guy was doing.
Yes.
And the bear will be the one that gets it. You're right,
Wildlife preserve or not, setup or not, this sends a very bizarre message without any sort of connotation to say, hey, this is a trained bear, or I was under the guidance of X, Y, and Z.
I would hope, like if this happened in the United States, that we say, hey, you're in a restricted area or like that, and something happens to stop it, because there will be copycat folks.
Yes.
Well, didn't we have that video of the lady that jumped over like 3 gates to go pet a tiger or a lion
at a
or something
zoo?
a couple weeks
at a
ago?
zoo in New
At
York.
a zoo, like a real zoo where they're like, hey, don't go over here.
Wasn't the first time she did it either.
No.
Yeah.
That's what's the shame of it is. And well, and there you go. You just said that that happened a few weeks ago, and now this one's coming.
And she was taking selfies of herself while the tiger was behind her.
We were just at Animal Kingdom with my nephews last weekend, and we went by the gorilla area or whatever. My one cousin goes, I could get in there if I jump over these rocks. And I went,
no.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's see how this goes.
We'll be taking your arms back in another way. Hey, we got a little Life Love shopping with this gal coming up right around the corner.
Yeah.
Get you all set up with that. So stick around.
If you live it, love it, or buy it, we talk about it on Life Love Shopping. So let's dive right in. We start with this. A Florida stomach doc is revealing his secrets to better gut health, and it does not require a prescription. Here's more with Dr. Joseph Salab.
Things I do as a doctor to protect my gut and liver health. I usually start off the day with vitamin C. Now that's either with lemon water or lemon tea or eating just fresh fruits, because people who eat more vitamin C tend to have a lower risk of gallbladder stones, better liver health, and better gut bacteria. I try to aim to eat 2 1-ounce servings of tree nuts weekly because we know that people who eat more tree nuts tend to have a lower risk of colon cancer and a lower risk of fatty liver disease. Next, I try to get my coffee in. Now, whether you drink caffeinated or decaffeinated, they both have great antioxidant qualities to them, and coffee can be protective against gallbladder stones and fatty liver disease. Omega-3s are essential to gut and liver health, and I try to get them by eating fish at least 3 times a week. But if you don't eat fish, you can get them from walnuts, chia seeds, and even things like flax seeds. Now, most days I try to cook or meal prep. I try to stay away from fast food that's greasy and fried. I'm not perfect and I splurge sometimes, but I notice that when I cook myself, I tend not to overeat and I feel very nourished. And finally, I try to stay active, whether that's a bike ride after dinner or just getting my 5,000 to 10,000 steps in per day. I notice this helps me digest better. People who exercise more have a lower risk of liver disease, lower risk of gallbladder stones, better gut bacteria, and healthy bowel movements. Follow me for more.
Dr. Salam, thank you. Here's a splurge for your taste buds and your wallet. It is considered the most expensive martini in the United States, and it's being served in Chicago at the Italian eatery known as Adelina. The restaurant has teamed up with Mero Fine, a high-end bridal jewelry brand located right below the restaurant. The drink is called the Mero Martini. It's mixed with smoked heirloom tomatoes, and the ingredients include mezcal from green agave, chili liqueur, and lemon basil olive oil. The finishing touch, it's served alongside a 9-carat diamond tennis necklace featuring 150 diamonds in 14-karat gold. The price? $13,000. Not sure if the tip is included. I should hope so. Before being served, the drink is smoked in a glass and then presented to the bar patron with the diamond necklace on the side. Pickpocketing is surging in popular tourist destinations, including London. Check out this video from a restaurant with outdoor dining. A woman approaches the table, and as she points to something, she covers one woman's cell phone with a piece of paper. While she distracts the customer, she steals her phone, which was next to her plate, before wandering away. Experts from security firm Get Licensed offered this advice to travelers.
Some advice maybe for people that, don't want to be pickpocketed, or they don't want to lose valuable objects like their phone. Keep them on you at all times. Don't leave them unattended. Don't leave them with other people, just like not leaving your drinks unattended. Put your wallet, your purse, your phone in your front pocket. Ladies who've maybe got the handbag, put your handbag in front of you while you're dancing, not round to the back of you. So I suppose these are just some little things that just to be conscious of.
They can all make a world of difference. Word has it 8 new emojis will be coming to your iPhone very soon, and one of the most anticipated emojis includes an emoticon with under eye bags. Who knew? The Unicode Standard, the group behind maintaining standards for all emoticons, announced the new icons at a recent meeting. The other new emojis include the fingerprint, a purple splat, a turnip, a leafless tree, a harp, a shovel, and the official flag of Sark, an island in the English Channel. Well, the last time new emojis were added to the character index was last September. There are currently more than 3,700 emojis, and some of the most popular ones include the red heart, the prayer hands, and the fire symbol. Well, that story gets the sparkle and the green check mark emoji for sure. For more information on any of these stories, please head to our website, llsshow.com. Once you're there, you can check out previous episodes and get more details on our life, love, shopping topics. And don't forget to follow us on social media. At LLS Show is our handle. Stay with us. More coming up right after this. Welcome back to Daily Flash. There's a new online dating method that can help women avoid the never-ending time and effort dating apps can take.
Boy, they are. It's called the burned haystack method. And Nicola Prentice, who is a contributor for Business Insider, joins us to talk about this haystack burner of a day. Nicola, thank you for joining us. What the heck is the burned haystack method?
Okay, so this is a method created by Jenny Young, a professor of English at Wisconsin University. And her idea was that if you want to find a needle in a haystack, the best way is to burn it down rather than waste your time kind of flicking through it. So what she does is teach a method where instead of trying to cast the net as wide as possible, you have the pool as narrow as you can make it. And one of the ways is by writing your profile in a way that's designed to repel the people that you would never match with in real life and attract only the ones that would. And then the other thing in her method, because she's an expert in course analysis and rhetoric, teaches people in the Facebook group to read between the lines. So when a message or a profile says something like, for example, that they were looking for somebody adventurous and open-minded, that is coded for looking for sex. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's about reading between the lines, and you get really good at it by following her method.
But Nicola, so oftentimes we talk about there were red flags. I saw them all along, yet I choose to ignore them. How can we get this into our mindset?
It's that the minute something makes you feel uncomfortable, the minute something puts that doubt in your head, then you just, what Jenny calls block to burn. You block that person. It's not just that you stop the chat. It's not that you say to them, oh, I didn't really like that. You actually remove their profile so that the app won't show them to you anymore.
And maybe,
And then you forget about it.
That's the best thing. Yeah. They say that even after, you've been in a relationship, just to do something like that. Is this changing the online dating experience, or are people saying this is making it so much easier or harder or anything?
Well, it's changing the experience for the people that are in that group and following that method. I mean, there's 110,000 people in that group now. There's 350 million dating on apps. So for the people who are in that group, what it's doing is stopping them waste time. So the whole point is that you don't go swiping through, you don't look for profiles. If people write to you with their "Hey, beautiful," or "How was your day?" you don't bother to reply. That conversation's not going anywhere. They've shown you that what they're doing is casting the net as wide as they can, because most men will swipe right on as many profiles as they can. So most women are just deluged. But those people have never read your profile. You're looking for somebody who's read your profile and has said something specific to you because they're interested in getting to know you. They're not interested in collecting 30 likes that day.
I've seen some, I'm not dating, when I was in the dating world after my divorce, I would see long descriptions, and at the very bottom it would say something like, ask me about this, and that would tell them that I read their profile, which makes sense.
That is true. Well, it's an investment of time, and I think we're finding that some people are taking it a little bit more seriously than others. How are dating apps evolving to help users find more meaningful connections?
I mean, are they? Because their whole business plan relies on you being in that app forever. So, are they doing that? I'm not really sure. But I think what they could do is maybe guide people a little bit more. Like, we've got AI now. Let the AI read people's messages and go like, I've noticed you sent a lot of messages that start, "Hey, beautiful." How about writing something specific to that person's profile? Or noticing that you've been in a chat for 3 months and say, maybe it's time you met in real life.
Seems to make sense. So what you're saying, what I got of all of this, because I read that, is instead of saying, "Hey, beautiful," say, "Man, you sure are ugly." That probably wouldn't.
That's not right.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. I don't know how I lucked out then. All right, good stuff here. And it's got to be, it's challenging by all means.
Yes.
And if you want to find out more about what Nicola has to say, of course, you can check out Nicola Prentice on businessinsider.com. And you can find out more about this effective burned haystack method. And who knows, maybe you'll be able to find the one you want quicker, faster, better, and less expensive for those guys. So
lighting a match, clearing the field, finding the one haystack.
The one that you need.
That you really, really like. The cost of doing business, owning a home or driving a car skyrocketed, and inflation isn't the only culprit. Lawsuits are also a factor. Here's Dr. Robert Hartwig to help us navigate the high cost of insurance. Doctor, how is litigation impacting consumers?
Right. Litigation costs in the United States are extraordinarily expensive. And again, the average consumer, the average business owner even, is not really aware of it. It's really hidden. And in fact, it's a hidden tax on every household and every business in America. Most people would be surprised to hear that excessive litigation in America costs about $450 billion per year. And that breaks down to about $300 billion in excess cost to businesses and about $150 billion for consumers. That adds to the cost of every good and every service that you purchase in every store, online, in every state in the United States every single day. And what that works down to at the household level, this is what it's costing the average American on a household basis, is about $3,600 per year. And again, you can think about that as a litigation tax. You can also think about it as a major contributing factor to inflation in the United States today, but it's not one that most people have heard about. So it's an issue that really needs to be addressed in order to drive some of these costs out of the system so we can help make not only insurance more affordable for Americans, but every product and every service that people buy on an everyday basis.
And where can we go for more information?
We recommend that you go to apci.org for more information.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll be sure to post this full interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, we have found a great way for you to buy a used car and actually save some money in the process. Here's what you need to know.
So you want to buy a new car, but you're thinking, how can I afford one when everything is so expensive? It's true, pricey new cars do get the headlines, but there are still plenty of reasonably priced choices available. The average listing price for a used car today is around $25,000, and those cars often have about 70,000 miles. That means many are even less than $25,000. And when it comes to new cars, there are still deals to be had. For example, Nissan has 6 vehicles under $30,000. Kia Telluride is a 3-row SUV that starts around $40,000. If you skip luxury models, the most bang for your buck is found with sedans and hatchbacks. They are often thousands of dollars less than an SUV with similar equipment, and because sedans aren't as popular, you can often get a better deal.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Tensions run high as a producer, a troupe of young comedians and writers prepare for their first ever broadcast. Now the hit show is celebrating 50 years. This is today's must-watch movie, Saturday Night.
Okay, let's see if we can get through one of these skits.
Sketches. Davey, please.
Okay, you ready, Kevin? Oh!
Okay, do we go again?
Actors on their marks.
My name is Lauren Michaels. I'm the producer and creator of Saturday Night. We're excited because there's never been a television show like this.
Okay, but what kind of show is it, Lauren? Do you even know what the show is?
Did anyone ask Edison what a light bulb was before he harnessed electricity?
Who are you in the metaphor?
Chevy Chase killed a Radner. And how the you pronounce this?
Roy? These can't be the right size.
Yeah, you're right. They should be a little bit smaller.
And action on rehearsal.
And now, weekend update.
Good evening. Gentlemen, how long have you been standing there?
Long enough. They want you to fail. They're betting on it.
That's logical, Dick. That's why they're paying us all to be here.
NBC makes more money playing reruns of The Tonight Show. I mean, Lauren, 90 minutes of live television by a group of 20-year-olds who have never made anything.
Okay, so this is a bit?
Look, I don't get how they do.
You haven't locked the script. Your actors are missing.
Have you seen John Belushi?
Your crew is in open rebellion.
Jesus Christ.
Your kids aren't ready for prime time.
Everyone down to the 8th floor now!
What is this?
That was kind of exciting. We need to let the audience in.
Oh, you don't.
What the hell is happening? What?
Lauren, I'm not going to be able to protect you.
We just have to make it to air.
Live from New York.
The writers tied a belt around Big Bird's neck and hung him from my dressing room door.
Hey, I heard about Big Bird. I'm so sorry. Autoerotic asphyxiation.
I love that. A little trivia there. You might talk about it in the movie, but Howard Cosell hosted a show before Saturday Night Live called Saturday Night Live, and it was just like a variety show on ABC.
Really?
Didn't last very long. True story. Thanks, y'all, for joining us.